Coach, how does it feel make it to the state championship in an overtime game?
I'm overwhelmed.
This morning, Dak Prescott tweeted a cartoon picture of him, his lineman, and Ezekiel Elliott chowing down on Thanksgiving dinner. Now with 10 straight wins, it's become apparent this is not the day this team eats, just another one. But in the fourth inning, Northwest Rankin alum Reed Humphreys gets his first homer of the season, a bomb to left field, and the Bulldogs have a 2-1 lead. It's the beginning of spring football for Ole Miss today, and it's a little different than most years. Hugh Freeze begins to prepare for a season with just one certainty: zero postseason football. Clinton running back Cam Akers is one of the most sought-after recruits in the nation. However, his college choice remains a mystery. Starkville and the Hump will be hopping tomorrow afternoon for the second-round women's tournament game between the Bulldogs and Michigan State. But it was JSU that came out with the victory. They held Pine Bluff to just 3 first downs in the first half and just 3 points the entire game. While Dak starts to create his own legacy in Dallas, today we are remembering a very distinguished and another legendary Bulldog, Boo Ferris. He passed away this morning. That lead disappeared down the stretch. Up 3, Jordan Geis driving and lays it in. The Rebels' lead is just 1. A minute later, they're down by 1. Sebastian Saiz is open at the top of the key. Down goes a triple, and the Rebels are up 2. Murray's Eric Thornton needs a big game tonight. He's averaging 21 points a game, while Clinton is coming into this game with 2 straight losses. This year, Madison Central is a more experienced group. The Jaguars are led by senior quarterback Jack Walker, who has over 1,300 passing yards. Not many people can say they've stayed with a college program for more than 20 years. The manager of the men's basketball team at Mississippi College can. But soon the school will have to find his replacement.
Come on, Jared!
Michael Landrum has been the men's basketball manager for over 20 years.
I like to watch them, whatever they do in their practice.
Some, like men's basketball head coach Don Lofton, call him Mikey.
You know, for a volunteer, he works harder than a lot of people that are paid.
I like my job. I have fun with it.
Coach Lofton says Landrum first started at the school working with the baseball team. But just a short time later, Landrum started working with the basketball team.
He does a little everything from film to equipment to running the clock at practice to getting the mail for the athletic department.
Being on the smaller college level for basketball, Lofton says there aren't as many resources as there are with bigger programs. That's why Landrum is such an asset to the team.
It's really beneficial for us because he's someone that we can count on. Like I said, I don't have to tell him what to do. He knows what to do, and it just makes my job easier.
Just an ideal servant, really. That's what comes to mind when I think of Mikey.
Jared Case has been with the team for 4 years and has developed a bond with Michael.
He's like my best friend here right now. He's just like a friend to everybody. He's just like a member of the team like anybody else.
But Landrum's time at MC is coming to a close. The 20-plus year manager lives with his parents. They are moving to Alabama at the end of the year.
I already know what we have, and I'm not looking forward to not having him because he has helped us so much.
I told him he needs to hang out till May, till I leave. Wait on me.
Just keep on winning basketball games. It's been fun. Fun working here.
Landrum is expected to lead the team by the end of the year. The school set up the Michael Landrum Award to be given to a person who has dedicated service to the Choctaw athletic program. It's the beginning of spring football for Ole Miss today, and it's a little different than most years. Hugh Freeze begins to prepare for a season with just one certainty: zero postseason football. The Rebels self-imposed a postseason ban last Wednesday amidst new allegations from the NCAA. 2 of the 21 total charges: lack of institutional control and a violation of head coaching responsibility by Freeze, which have led to some questions regarding his future. In his first meeting with the reporters since the announcement of the ban and new charges, he says he is not concerned about that or a possible suspension, citing his administration's support and his own focus on getting spring practices started. Freeze says he's been impressed with the players' reaction to the postseason ban, while also stating he has thought about what he could have done differently to avoid a nightmare situation at his dream job.
This certainly is not part of the dream. It wasn't something that you sat back and you thought, I've never thought I would ever go through anything like this. From 2012 to 13 to 14 to 15 to 16, I have done a lot of things differently, and we'll continue to evaluate that, throughout this whole process, I'm sure. And and seek people that give you wisdom as to what you could have done differently. And I think the players have been our greatest testimony to kind of the climate here and the culture here. I just was blown away really by how they handled it and how they just determined to say, you know what, we're going to make the most of the 12 opportunities that we have.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the stability and speculation spectrum, it's Dan Mullen. The Mississippi State head coach agreed to a 4-year contract extension yesterday that extends his deal through February of 2021. He's the second longest tenured coach in the SEC. So on the Paul Feinbaum show today, Mullen expressed his gratitude for his new deal and how he thinks his stability helps some in recruiting.
They believe in what you're doing. They believe in the program and how it's being built and the success that we've had. I love being here in Starkville. I think for me, people do use it sometimes in recruiting. I haven't been one to do that very much or try to use it in recruiting or fight against it in recruiting. But I think it certainly does help when recruits can look online and say, hey, you know, this is the guy I'm going to be playing my career. He's going to be the head coach there at the school.
Mississippi State's 2017 recruiting class ranked 24th in the nation according to 24/7 Sports. And that's all for sports.